Hello, Nags Church family. It's hard to believe that we're already in September. 3 months ago, I came to you by video to encourage you as we were completing just 2 months then of COVID living. And now we're approaching half a year of living cautiously and trying to slow things down and slow down the spread of the virus and hopefully getting to a place where we can resume what was our normal lives. And we knew here on the Outer Banks that as the authorities opened up our communities back up to vacationers, that we were likely opening ourselves up to an increase in COVID cases. And that's exactly what happened. But we're fortunate that with the coming and going of literally hundreds of thousands of people here each week, we really never have become a hot spot. And now that the tourism season is really winding down a bit, I'm praying that our numbers here locally, I know you are too, our numbers of positive tests will also wind down. The impact of the virus has really affected everybody, hasn't it? And that includes an unusual time here as Nags Church. We believe that to be both ministry-minded, keeping us connected with one another in worship and in small groups in youth and children's ministry and just simply looking out for each other, that we need to do that as best we can while at the same time following the Bible's instructions for us to be submissive to our government authorities as Paul instructed us in Romans 13. Our bottom line continues to be that we want to stay safe and we want to love one another by not risking our church becoming a news item because we determined that we were going to ignore the state. I'm not convinced that declaring our rights as Americans ever is supposed to overcome our devotion to our King. So the question about when we might come totally back together as a church on Sunday mornings like we did until March, the answer is, when are we going to do that? And the answer is, well, when we can determine that we have church services, we can have those church services including kids and youth ministries in a safe way. Now, who knows when that will happen? I don't, I'm not a prophet. But because we don't know, we also, at the same time, we don't give up and fret about it. I think of the Apostle Paul when he was put in jail, and that really halted his missionary journeys and his travels. He didn't give up just because he was locked up in jail. In fact, it could be argued that his greatest, most impactful times of ministry happened while he was locked up behind bars in a cell. And it was from those times of imprisonment, you think about it, that he wrote so many of his epistles, so much of our New Testament, which the church has had for these 2,000 years to guide and teach and encourage us. So God was serious that He works all things together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purposes. That means God's in control. Let me also say some good things have been happening during the time out that we've had. We've called a new pastor. We're excited about that. We never imagined that we would be in this particular season when that happened, but God led us to the right man, Nathaniel Stevens, and he's going to be here with us November 1st. New improvements have been made right here where we're standing so that we can continue with upgraded live streaming in the coming weeks. Your giving, thank God for your giving. Your giving's been consistent so that we can keep things going and fix some things that break down like 2 of our heat pumps have in the last few weeks so that we can get those repaired. We've had to alter, for example, our lifeguard dinners that we do once a month in the summer. We had to alter them somewhat, but still, we fed them well our 3 times that we had them over for dinner. Our connection groups continue to meet or to stay in touch. We've been in serious talks in the last few weeks with a young man about joining our staff as our new student pastor. Our elders, and along with help from Randy Holcomb, our elders and a couple of others have helped us in the Word every evening on Facebook. Scott Williams taught our one-on-one class online for the very first time a week or so ago. And we even have had, during the pandemic, we've had a couple folks join our church as partners. All that to say that it takes a whole lot more. Listen, it takes a whole lot more than a pandemic to stop the church. So hopefully in the coming weeks, you're going to hear some news from us about gradually being able to welcome you back, to welcome worshipers back, limited in number, limited in what we can offer with social distancing and masks. You're going to be hearing about us making that available in the coming weeks. And then we're going to eventually get to where we're going to be live streaming again, and you can join us for that. For some of you, that might be the very best news you've heard in a long time. And I hope that if that's you, I hope it is. For others of us, we're good with being online for the time being. So there is no right or wrong. Do I come or do I stay home right now? There's no right or wrong. But we do, I do especially, we long, I know you do as well, we long for the day when I can get up on a Sunday morning and look here at a full house and say, welcome home, everybody. Until that day, let me encourage you, let's be faithful to the Lord, faithful to one another. So I hope to see you more sooner than later. And let me just add that your pastors, your connection groups are always at the ready to assist you if needed. God bless you. Have a great week.